What kind of week are we having when the WFP can make the colossal error it made yesterday and not even be close to the worst mistake of the week? Let's talk about it.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me.
What's going on, everybody? It's a Chicago Bears game day. Yes, in just 3 short hours, my beloved Chicago Bears taking on the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And maybe if the Bears can win, people will take them seriously finally. But in my opinion, the Bears we're in gravy time, man. I just wanted to have a team that my quarterback was good and my coach knew what he was doing. And if I got that this season, I was chalking this season up as like a learning year. And let's play for next year. But we're 8-3. We are 8-3. And anything good that happens beyond this season is complete cherry on the top, whipped cream, all the fixins, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying not to put too much on today or any of those kinds of things. Of course, when game time comes, I'll be nervous as hell and I'll be watching and yelling at the TV like I always am. But I'm trying to do it with grace and knowing that everything is heading in the right direction for this team to really, really be doing amazing things coming up. So I don't know what Jake's trying to tell me. In South Africa, it's called blikvaardig. Is that what sausages is in South Africa? We've got Train Olive in the house, Kenneth DeLapp. We've got Lido and Jody and Meredith. The normal cast of characters. What is going on, everybody? I need to remind you that it is Black Friday. Thirdzy, our sponsor, are having one crazy sale. Depending on how much you buy, it can be up to 50% off their site. And with our code Jazzy, you get free shipping, along with the insane deals they're putting on today. You can go to thirdzy.com/Jazzy and place your order. That gets you into our portal. It gets you your free shipping. If you don't go in that way and just thirdzy.com, use the code Jazzy at checkout, get you free shipping on everything that they have going on. But tons of sales. And the travel packs, that's what these are. They come in here, they're little travel packs to take with you. They sell out fast. So if you want some of these, you need to get in early. It has totally changed my life. With everything I'm going on health-wise, it helps me sleep at night, and at least I get that through the night. So this stuff has been awesome for me. I know people have been buying all morning. One person texted me that he saved $45 this morning in placing his order today. So go check out thirdzy.com/Jazzy and get free shipping on your order. So Jake says that is actually Black Friday. I got it now. John George, happy turkey after day. Definitely getting me some Thirdzy today. Awesome. And Jenny, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I've been trying to keep up with all your stuff. So, yesterday I was on the air and we talked about how, because of the things I have going on with my health, I wasn't able to make the trip to Pennsylvania to see family. So I'm here by myself. My wife went back because my father-in-law is having his 90th birthday party today. I was not able to do that. And so I had gotten some food for lunch yesterday. I had some balsamic chicken and some orzo Greek salad. And I just kind of prepped myself to have some things that I like to eat. I didn't care about the Thanksgiving meal. And about 4 o'clock, my nephew, who lives in Columbus here too, knocked on my door with a full Thanksgiving plate of turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, sweet potato souffle, and stuffing. And I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did, but it really did give me a piece of like a little bit of family, a little bit of the Thanksgiving Day feast. And the turkey was actually really moist and really good. And I don't generally like turkey. And so yeah, he stopped by. We talked a little bit, and he has a newborn, so he's got a lot going on in his life too. But yeah, we got a little bit of Thanksgiving yesterday, and so I am thankful for that. And it was a really, really nice thing for him to do, and I'm so appreciative of that. So, so I did get a little bit of Thanksgiving yesterday. Frida says the unexpected gestures are the best. It really was. You know, I'm sitting here on Thanksgiving Day and there's a knock on my door at 4 o'clock. And my immediate reaction was like, who the hell is trying to sell me something on Thanksgiving? And so I get up all grumpy from my couch watching football, and I go over and open up the door, and it's my nephew there with this big plate of food. And it was so nice. It was so nice. So yeah, it was very nice. Everybody's saying how kind it was of my nephew. It really was. It totally made my day. I can't even express how much it made my day. Larry Young hit several family spots and driving back. I can tell the scale is not going to like me. Yeah, that's the problem with Thanksgiving, isn't it? Yeah. If you like that kind of food, man, it's hard. What was nice is what my nephew brought me was like a tin foil muffin pan. So like I had a muffin sized piece of stuffing, a muffin sized piece of green bean casserole, muffin sized piece of sweet potato souffle. So it was very portion controlled. And what a genius idea if you're bringing leftovers over to a person's house, because it's like you get a little sampling of each thing and none of it is too much. It was really a brilliant idea, and kudos to him for coming up with it. But yesterday I was making fun of cranberry sauce. In that, the one tin was homemade cranberry sauce, which I've never had before. And I was dogging it yesterday on the show. So I was like, okay, let me give this thing a try. Damn, was it good. Oh my gosh. It was so freaking good. I now want that more. But yeah, it was really, really good. Meredith had deep fried turkey for the first time yesterday and didn't burn down the house. Yeah. Yeah, don't burn down the house. Yeah, when I lived in northern Florida, everybody had a fish cooker, which is what you should be deep frying your turkey in outdoors. And so when you see it on the internet, a lot of people are using the old fish cookers to deep fry their turkey. Just don't do it in your garage or anywhere near the house. That's kind of the key. Ken Walters, my wife combined pomegranate with cranberry. That would be amazing. I love pomegranates and I love the cranberry sauce. Trained Olive said, give me the ocean spray can all day, baby. Yeah, this was not the can. This was not like a big gelatin thing. This was actually like a sauce, like that you could spoon over something. It was really delicious. So yesterday, all the rage was that the WFP in their infinite wisdom decided to release all of the workouts for the finals of the World Fitness Project that are being held in Copenhagen on Thanksgiving Day. Now, I know that Thanksgiving is not celebrated around the world. And Amanda Harry did a great job in pointing out that if you want to release something without a lot of people noticing here in the States, you do it on Thanksgiving. The problem is there's always eyes out there. Andrew Hiller is always watching. Jenny from Dense Updates is always watching. Hell, Carolyn Prevost sent me the discrepancies between the two releases before it even came out on the internet. So you decide to release it on Thanksgiving Day. You put out a video on YouTube, and then you put out a graphic on Instagram, and 2/3 of the workouts don't match. What are they doing? What are they doing? One, why would you want to sneak something out? You want people talking about you. I would think. Like, you would want people talking about it. So why try to sneak it out? Two, do you have anybody editing this stuff? Anybody giving it the once over? Like, my God, where I work, if I put out a document, like when I write a document, it gets reviewed by 2 to 3 other people before its release. And it gets hacked for misspellings and contradictions and all of those things. And this is your job. You are being employed by them when you put this stuff out. How the hell does that happen? I could see like one typo. People make typos, right? It happens. But 2/3 of the workouts have discrepancies. That's not a typo. That is an epic failure in what you're doing. Pro 2 has 3 different graphic variations. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, 3 different ones on that one. But when you're talking 66% of your information that you put out is contradictory. Yeah, Trent Olive, I got to keep everybody guessing. Yeah, the unknown and unknowable. Let's embrace that. I'm sure that's what they were doing. Yeah. That actually went through my head yesterday as all this was happening. Like, are they truly trying to embrace the unknown and the unknowable? Are they trying, or are they, because if you remember back at the beginning, Will promised more transparency where the workouts would be released ahead of time so the athletes would know what was coming. That was part of their mission statement, part of what they were going to be different about. And so, yeah, they released them on Thanksgiving, and they couldn't even get them to match. Oh my gosh. They forgot to use their own super fancy translation option from their stream. If they focus on Europe, it would be sneaking. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving here. As for messing up, oh well. Right. I get what you're saying, Frida. And Amanda pointed this out. Like, they're becoming more Euro focused. So they didn't want the American backlash. So put it out on Thanksgiving so that the Americans wouldn't rip it apart and just get it out to their European contingent that are more supportive. But that's total speculation. I don't know why you would release anything on Thursday. My show yesterday was the lowest rated show I've done in a year on this channel. You just don't get the audience on Thanksgiving. People are busy doing other things. It's very understandable. You just have to know that going in. And I still did it because I got to hang out with, 100 plus of you yesterday and got to hang out and talk about stuff. And we had a good time. And I knew that going in. I didn't go in with the expectation of having a good big show yesterday. It's like one of the two was an older version or something, and no one realized. But 2/3, Lito? 2/3? What is up, Jess? How is the newborn? She's so cute. So cute. Miss you so much too. It's like someone on the inside is doing it on purpose. It is kind of like that, isn't it? It is so crazy. Like I just got done watching an interview with Stephen Root. And if you don't know who that is Milton from Office Space. And like I think back to Office Space. Is that the kind of portrayal of what the WFP is? The more and more I think about it, I'm like the guy putting out this graphic is Milton in the basement with his red streamline or swing line stapler. It is so uncanny. It is such a screw up mess going on at the WFP. They are our Office Space. Jody, I'm proud to be part of the lowest rating show. There you go. There you go. If I may play the devil's advocate here, of course, anybody can. I personally spend more time on social media during the holidays, so I'm more likely to see the updates. Okay. But I do think like, I don't know, Lita. I hear what you're saying. Personally, I don't see that in the people I'm with and the people I'm around. So, but I do understand there are people like you that probably do have more time to be on social media and may have more time to look at it. And again, you're in Europe and Thanksgiving isn't a holiday for you. So it's just a weird concept. Jess says, baby Jolene is doing great. She's a beast like me. There you go. Well, you got to raise her to be that way. And I'm sure you will. So yeah, so that happened yesterday. What's funny is the video got pulled down, but Hiller had his video up so quick, and like it still exists out there. If you want to see all the workouts as they were originally posted, Hiller has it out there. So them deleting it doesn't do anything to kind of remove it from the space. Being reactionary is just ridiculous. One, they should have been proactive. They should have edited. They should have made sure it wasn't happening. But I'm almost with Jenny. Like there's someone in there doing it on purpose. Like you can't be this bad, can you? I almost said something. If you've been around the space for a little while, there was a time where the morning chalk up could not get out anything without typos, without misinformation, all of that stuff. Some of those same people are now working for the WFP. So maybe that's just the way they do business. Frida makes a good point. Maybe they're just drunk. Could be. That could be the explanation for it all. So, and what's crazy is all this stuff that's going wrong for the WFP pales in comparison to what happened with the IF3 this week. So like, maybe they're just like, hey, as long as we're not that bad, we're okay. Jenny says, Patrick Clark put the whiskey down. I think you've told him that before. If I remember right in the comments, you've made that statement. Maybe he's just not listening. Ken Walters, I feel it's intentional just so they can get airtime like this. WFP knows they need the community bringing attention to them, good or bad. Yeah, there's a point though where the bad just is too much. It's too much bad. Like when the guy from the IF3 Canada was saying that at least people are talking about it. If they're talking about it, how you don't have a medical team available at a competition for masters athletes, I don't think that's the kind of publicity you want to have, regardless of people talking about you or not. Like that is the biggest atrocity in this sport, especially with the masters community. And Corey and I talked about this earlier. Like, we've been at a masters event where there was a cardiac event on the floor. Thank goodness the judge on the floor at that time was an ER nurse. To not have medical available in a masters community is freaking ridiculous. I mean, that is the biggest atrocity of the week, and that's the only thing saving WFP at all today. There's no good publicity to balance it out. It's all bad. You're right. I mean, that is so on. Yes. Shanna, recipe for disaster. It really, truly is. Every CrossFit event should have a medical person available. Every single one. Local comp, big comp, whatever. Anybody can get injured in this sport. And athletes were like, just forget it and left. People might start dropping out of WFP. You think, Larry? You think people might start withdrawing? Even scaled throwdowns have medical personnel in place. They should. Just like every gym should have an AED. That should be a requirement if you are a gym owner. An AED on the wall of every gym. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yesterday we talked about Ethan Bernard. I had to look at his name here. I'm going to share a screen just to remind you who that is. So yesterday it was kind of making the rounds on the internet that Ethan Bernard, this guy here, was going to do his first ever CrossFit workout at CrossFit Mayhem while he was in Tennessee visiting family for Thanksgiving. And we showed some stories of him being at CrossFit Mayhem with Josh Malone going through a workout. And how Josh was working with him through those workouts. I said yesterday that I had heard that there was going to be behind the scenes of what took place at Mayhem, but I didn't know any details about it. So yesterday I actually talked with Jenna Halka at CrossFit, and they are actually going to put out a video featuring Ethan and this experience by the end of next week. So we talked about this yesterday. I talked to Jenna. It is confirmed that there will be a video coming out by the end of next week from CrossFit about this guy's journey. He started his journey at 660 pounds, and he is now down to 460. He's I think actually 459. He's lost 201 pounds so far. And he's been doing awesome. The one thing that I did want to bring up is, with all the cool comments that came in on this story, there was one comment that just really got under my skin. So here we go. This came through from the Lindsay Diaries. I'd say this is the one thing you should steer clear from, at least for right now. At our larger weight, we are more prone to injury because of how much our bones are carrying. If I were you, I'd stick to just eating in your deficit, walking, and maybe some lifting. I'm telling you, it'll be better for you in the long run. Holy shit, did this piss me off. This person is self-admitting that they are a larger person as well. If you guys know my story, I walked into a gym over 500 pounds. Never once did I get injured in the first few years of CrossFit because I was well coached and everything was modified perfectly for me. And in fact, what happened is aches and pains started going away. Like I didn't not only get not injured, but I felt better. Aches and pains went away. And I was over 500 pounds at that time. He's down to 459. And if you looked at the reels, he was doing the same things that they were making me do when I first went into a CrossFit gym. Push-ups with a bar on the rig so they were elevated, sitting down on a box, doing those things, right? Who is this person to try to slow down this guy who's lost 200 pounds? Who is this person? Why does she get to say this to him? Why would you try to discourage the man that has put forth the effort to lose 200 plus pounds? Why would you do that? If you're in the struggle yourself and you know what that's like, why would you say anything negative to stop this guy's progress? Why would you try anything to get in his way? But I've actually found personally that as you lose weight, people keep trying to stop you because they start seeing something in you that scares them. They start seeing a confidence. They start seeing belief, and that scares them. So they try to get in your way so that you don't continue on. And I pray to God that this guy completely ignores this comment. Because if CrossFit saved my life. CrossFit saved my life. And the fact that this person is trying to stop this other individual who is kicking ass at the game of weight loss, trying to stop them because they think it's dangerous, is uninformed, unaware, and has never tried it themselves. So who are you to jump in these comments and make these statements? It's completely and utterly ridiculous. This is an awesome story. This should be shared. If you saw how Josh Malone was working with this individual, it's exactly how a coach should work with someone in this situation. It is the perfect representation of what CrossFit can do for somebody. And to jump in and try to steal that from him just pisses me off. That's dumb. The original Steve Miller, they secretly don't want people in a similar situation to succeed. Just the enemy trying to steal, kill, and destroy his accomplishments. And what's crazy is she's doing it in a way where she's trying to be supportive. In her mind, she's writing this in a way where she's being supportive. And in fact, she's being the exact opposite. She's being that temptation. She's being that devil on the shoulder, trying to get him to stop, contemplate what he's doing, and maybe stop doing what he's doing. And the last person that he should listen to is anybody but the team around him currently, because he's killing it. This person sounds jealous. Great advice to just stay isolated and just eat less. Being around a community that will support you is huge. Yes. This individual has clearly has no knowledge in these areas. None. Scott's on a riff. What a stupid comment. Winter, I'm on a riff, and I know you understand this. I'm on a riff because I'm currently going through these health things, and I want to do the things this guy's doing again, right? I need to get back after it. I want to start getting treatment, but I'm in this holding pattern until I can get a couple more steps out of the way. And all I can do is move as much as I can. And I cherish the days I can move and not hack up along or not stop in the way, right? And if I'm out there in my garage doing it and someone walked by and goes, "Hey, you're going to hurt yourself. You need to stop." Like, that would piss me off. I'm doing what I can. And I want to be like this guy. I want to get back on the horse. I want to get after it as hard as I can. I want to get the weight off again. I just have to get there. And when I see people like this stepping in your way, it just irritates me so much. Try to put doubt in his mind just because she doesn't want to do the work. I don't want to throw more on this person than I already have. I don't know what work she's done. I don't know what weight she's lost. I don't know any of those things. And maybe what she's doing is working for her. But don't stop a person that's doing something that works for him because it doesn't match your prescription. Winter, I know you have my back. I know. I just wanted to put why the emotion is there. Why the emotion is there. Because I want to be like this guy. And I'm so close. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I see it right there. And I just want to be there. Starting to get impatient with it. You are more likely to get injured when you're doing it all by yourself. I don't disagree, Frida. So the original Steve Miller, I get it. People make similar questions about me because I happen to be 60. Yeah, and I'm sure you can do so much more than other people your age. I know, Larry, we're going to get after this, dude, soon. Alito, people will talk, let them. Yeah. I hate when people get so confident in the comments and feel like they can say things to people that they know nothing about. I don't even know if this person ever went to the stories to watch what Mayhem did with this individual and showed the scaling of the different options. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for CrossFit to come out with this video because I'm sure they're going to show all that. I met Josh Malone when I volunteered for the Mayhem Classic in 2019. The dude is a rock star. Rich killed it by hiring this guy to run his gym. He is a flat out rock star. He is going to do this right. And I can't wait to see the video. The original Steve Miller. To be honest, I love the negativity. Sometimes it just motivates me more. I can see that, and I've actually used that at times. but I don't think that can fuel you forever. At some point, it's got to be about you and what you want to do. And I'm sure, Steve, you have your own goals and own motivations that sustain you throughout. And the negativity is just something that gives you a quick burn when you need it every once in a while. On a different note, did anyone hear Sean say on the TEF podcast about speaking to one of the prospective buyers off the record, and that apparently it's all true? I did not see that. I have a hard time with listening to TEF these days. The last few times I've tried to get through it, I just have a hard time. I don't find I'm learning anything. And I don't have anything against Sean. I don't have anything against Tommy. Again, I've said on this show a million times, both of them have had my back at times. They've both been extremely nice to me at all times. I have nothing bad to say about either one of them. Recently, I don't feel like I'm learning anything new. Frida says, same here, Steve. I get to the point where I just get to I'm going to show you and prove you wrong. Yeah. I think that works in a short term. As someone who's been through like a long journey, like I think that those motivations work in the short term, but you have to have real authentic goals for yourself to sustain for the long haul. Because if you're not doing it for you, eventually those things are going to fall away, and they're going to be harder to replicate and produce. So that's just my 2 cents. As someone who's been through it. So there's all that. I do have one funny story, and I'm going to leave names out of this to protect the alleged incident. I get a text this morning from someone saying, hey, I was driving to X location and we went through Columbus, and I got a ticket in a construction zone, and it was a thick ticket. Do you know anybody that can help me get it reduced? And I was like, I am sorry, bud. I am the most ticketed person in my family. And Ohio is so known on their highways for being a no joke ticket state. Like on holidays, if I go to Pennsylvania on a holiday, I will pass 16 state troopers on a 3-hour trip out of the state. And I have more tickets than anybody in my family, so I have no connections in that regard. And I am sorry about your luck. And the person's like, that's okay. I told him like I was just trying to get to family, and he said, oh, that's nice, and then handed me the ticket. And I was like, that sounds just about right. So these holiday weekends, people, use cruise control where you can, and keep the speed down, because the cops, they don't play. They don't play on the holidays. They're trying to make their Christmas bonus. Just kidding about that. I don't know if they get Christmas bonuses, but yeah, I'll leave names out, but it's someone who has been in this chat before and someone who's been around. But Jody wants to know if I can just go into the state computers and fix it. My computer system isn't hooked up to the State Highway Patrol. I don't believe so. Anyway, Jody. So, yeah. But really funny text this morning. And I just wanted to share the funny story. But make sure, especially in a construction zone, if you're in the state of Ohio and it's a construction zone, hit the cruise control. I guarantee you, just do that. Just do that. Seema knows. It was Corey, wasn't it? It actually was not Corey. He's still in Louisiana. He did not come through Ohio. Frida, a fun fact, in Finland, they fine you based on your income. Ooh, that's rough. John George, LMAO, I've been posting comments to this chat. Unfortunately, I was actually sending to my chat with my kids anyway. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So it was not Corey Sema. That would have been really funny. And I would not have protected him. I would have called him out if it was Corey, for sure. So with that, guys, I hope you have a great Black Friday. Don't forget, Thirdzy, up to 50% off their website today. Use code Jazzy at checkout and you get free shipping on that. On top of that, these are the travel packs. This is the salted caramel chocolate, and they are going fast. If you want any of this, check that out. They also have strawberry lemonade. If you want just something light and crispy and nice, it is melatonin free. It has collagen in it for recovery. It is the best stuff on earth. It has changed my sleep pattern so much, from 2 hours at a time to 6 hours at a time. It is completely the real deal. So go check that out, thirdzy.com/Jazzy to get your Black Friday deal. It is live until Tuesday at 10 p.m. But if things sell out, they're gone for good during the sale. So go check that out. And then one last comment. Frida, actually, that's brilliant, because I've seen a lot of Porsche drivers who could give a crap about parking ticket and park wherever they want. There you go. Make the rich pay more. John George, good stuff. See you Sunday. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Yeah, we'll be here Sunday night CrossFit Talk. We'll have Carolyn and Jamie go through the WFP workouts, give you their interpretation of what they see. I'm telling you, they have big thoughts on what they see, and we'll go ahead and make sure to share those with you. Kenneth DeLapp says that Corey would outrun the cops a la the Dukes of Hazzard. That would not surprise me. He'd be hopping in his General Lee and jumping over ponds and lakes and all of that kind of stuff. So with that, probably has moonshine in the trunk too as well. Just, did anybody ever realize that? Like, I was 10 years old when the Dukes of Hazzard was on, and they were moonshiners. That's why they had the fast car, because they were transporting moonshine. That's what that show was about. And it was on like a family Friday night back in the day. I never really understood it at the time, and now I do. It makes the story much more interesting. Well, with that, we'll see you Sunday night on Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. Hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you then. Bye, guys.